Hey everyone, Archangel here. So, the other day I heard a little blurb on the radio which stated that a recent study determined that the less attractive the male is physically, the larger the engagement ring they buy. They stated this like it was a revelation, like this is cutting-edge science, a productive use of research money. Gentlemen, please listen up. Here is one of the hardest red pills to swallow. However, this is a truth that has been static throughout the ages. Males, you have to purchase female affection. There it is. You have to buy female pleasantries. They do not freely give care to males. If you try to take affection by force, that is assault and it is criminal. But if you want a female to willingly offer you affections, then you have to buy them. And as this astute cutting-edge study confirms, one of the variables of purchase price is physical aesthetics. The more physically pleasing, the less the purchase price. The less physically appealing, the more expensive it will be for a female to entertain your Neanderthal appearance. And this study was merely ratifying the existence of a purchase or barter curve, concluding the less attractive a guy is, the more he compensates through increased material expenditure. He is spending more to purchase attention due to his aesthetic deficient state. My friends, listen up. Sex and affection is business, period. It is not love or passion or starry-eyed lovers against the world. This is raw truth that every male needs to hear, beginning with puberty. Males need to hear this truth. Obviously, most will ignore it because they need to be burned to learn. But we need to tell boys the truth, and this is one of the paramount truths that we hide from boys that leads directly to their validation addiction and lifelong enslavement. You see, our imaginative stories have produced an environment where guys adhere to the assumptions of fairy tales, which speak of true love and molten affections freely exchanged between opposing polarities, male and female. These fairy tales are false, many written by males who were pouring out their desires onto paper of how they wish male-female relations actually were. But the truth of the matter is, and guys, if you absorb nothing else from me, my messages or MGTOW, hear this. You are not cared for in a vacuum by females. You must purchase their pleasantries and validation. You must buy female interaction. There is no care from females for males. You have to buy the illusion of them caring about you. Yes, life is sad. It is harsh. It is cruel. But the sooner you accept this, the sooner you can bend life to your whims. You are alone, and females have no inherent fondness for males, the way males care for females. You have to buy their affection. Whether you buy them expensive rings or houses or cars, whether you work to put a roof over their head and support children, which is females' #1 source of male-obligated sustenance, children, or whether you buy her gifts, trinkets, baubles, take her on trips. Maybe you barter labor, like fixing her car, her plumbing, remodeling her kitchen, weed-whacking her yard. Maybe you put in time being the nice guy, the friend, whatever. There is an exchange of goods or services or labor in some form in order to receive her approval, which is the direct precursor to affections, which is ultimately what guys seek from females. Affection. How can I make males understand this? Females are programmed to care for self and offspring, not the males that impregnate and protect them. Then compound that instinctual programming with the male villainy, patriarchy, men oppress women propaganda, and you have a custom-made cocktail for female apathy towards males. If you have a Y chromosome, understand that you are seen as devalued utilities for females to usurp provision from. No matter who you are or what you look like or your economic circumstance, you are ultimately a male. And in a gynocentric existence, this means you are seen as the less attractive, less intelligent, less considerate, less hygienic sex of violent, oppressive monkeys who are expendable when push comes to shove. And this mass enculturation of male devaluing villainy propaganda is pounded into everyone's heads. So there really is no room for different special unicorns. We all labor under female exaltation, male devaluation paradigms to some degree or another. And so, since females enjoy the societal position of superior life value due to gynocentrism and its prioritization of uteruses over testicles, thus you, the male, are seen as loathsome inferior beasts that must pay for attention from the exalted angels of humanity. And if you will not pay her, some other hairy, grunting knuckle-dragger will. Now, because this is such a hard truth to swallow, guys will immediately look for anecdotal outliers, exceptions, where it seems that guys get free affection or sex, or where females chase and court males. Well, using the exception argument, this invalidates nothing. You are still uncared for as a male. However, this is a part of the sales process, where the seller of affections gives a few concessions, a few samples, in order to compel a hard sale. Indeed, there are times when a female is trying to seduce utility out of you. So yes, you may get free samples of sex, or she may even take you out to dinner once in a while, or bring you some thoughtful gift. But make no mistake, this is simply slick sales negotiations, coercive concessions. She gives you a little on the front end in order to receive compounded dividends on the back end. It's not because you make her wet or because she cares about making your life better. Her objective is merely to get you hooked on her affection services. Then she can reap the harvest once you're hooked. Other times, it may appear as though affections are free between the sexes, because in the beginning of an association, perhaps both parties are caught up in the hedonism of the chemical cascade the other precipitates in them, and they are simply enjoying the laughter and carnality of the drug high in that moment. But eventually, the chemicals will wane, reality will set in, and the negotiations for her continued attention will commence. Yes, I know, this is sad, after being inundated with free love and romance legends, only to awaken to the cruel truth, which has been evident throughout history. Love is not free. Romance is purely a barter, nothing more cosmically divine than a simple purchase, a material transaction, utility for affection. Now, since this is a transaction, just like haggling over the sales or purchase of anything, there are many varying gradations. Someone may get a steal on a car, and somebody else might end up paying double the cost for the same car. So there are many variables of supply and demand that involve themselves here, meaning that ultimately, some guys get more cost-effective deals, while other guys will pay through the nose to get fleeting attentions, such as the business tycoons or famous personalities that want the supermodel wives. Yet people that see guys who got good deals will pretend that they are the exceptions, where love and affection was free, and that this somehow disproves my assertions of romance as a transaction. Sorry, but this invalidates nothing. You are simply not privy to the details or intricacies of that particular sale. And this study merely points to one of the variants of the male-female transaction, namely that the cuter the male is facially, the more of a discount females are likely to give him for their attentions. Some may even receive extended periods of validation before being asked to purchase. So, hot dudes may get a grace period of no payments and free sex, or she might even appear to chase him. But eventually, this grace period will be over, and she will be expecting purchase of her attention, marriage, kids, cohabitation, something, at which point he will either relent or bounce. And this is where we get marriage ultimatums, and the bad boys who go from chick to chick, lapping up this early grace period of free samples, because he is cute to look at for a few months. But if a successful sale is not at the end of the tunnel, then playtime is over. This is why women hate bad boys or pickup artists, because they won't buy, and females are not there to care for males or enjoy the moment of being spontaneous with the lesser poop-throwing monkeys, no matter how cute they are. Females are there to sell males attention for protection, provision, and labor. Just take a little time to truly contemplate male-female relations. You know this is true. Females are groomed from the time they are young to look pretty in order to sell males their attention and baby gestating services. They are not here for males' enjoyment. They are here for their own enjoyment, financed on the backs of males. If they give too much affection away for free, they lose their marketplace value. This is why traditional conservatives place so much value on virginity. They are acknowledging it is a transaction, and a brand new car is more valuable than a high mileage used car. This is how it is. We must speak of romance in marketing terms, because a transaction is exactly what it is. There are no stars-aligned cosmic soulmates. There is barter of utility for affection. Hugs and kisses and sweet flatteries whispered in pillow talk, these are all services available for purchase, not divine gifts shared freely between predestined soulmates. Guys, you can rebut this truth with any argument or anecdote that you like. The truth that you need to understand, the ugly truth that nobody admits, the truth that studies such as this hint at, is that guys, no matter who you are or what your circumstances, you have to purchase females' affection in some form, in some fashion. Bottom line, as adult males, you can drive, you can own firearms, and you can vote. I think it's time for you to graduate from the religious baloney and Disney fairy tales of romance. You as a male are not inherently cared for. You are not desirable without your ability to labor. You are not valued for being alive. You are not loved by females. You have to understand this. Aside from familial relations, like parent, child, sibling, females do not care for you, and if you want attention, affection, or validation from non-familial females, you will have to purchase it like you would groceries or a vacuum cleaner from the store. That's all the more poetic and passionate male-female relations are. It is a business transaction, and you are still uncared for and undesirable to females, even as you purchase their affections. Even if you have females making you sandwiches and whispering sweet nothings in your ear at night, you, as a male, are still uncared for as a being. You are simply buying the illusion of care. If you think that statement is overflowing with unpleasant cynicism and pessimism, that I am jaded or have been hurt, then put me to the test. Simply stop providing for your wife or girlfriend. Stop paying for dates. Stop fixing their stuff. Stop going to work or paying her bills, and you will see very quickly how much you, as a person, with hopes and dreams and feelings, you will see how much you are cared for. When your attention maintenance payments run out, so will the services that you thought she gave you out of love. This is cruelty, for we are taught that we have inherent value as beings, that we are cared about, and there is a bond of fondness between males and females that transcends the pettiness of money. But the malicious truth is, a degrading business transaction is all romance really is. The altruism and benevolence of romantic tales is wishful thinking by romantic males who wish females cared. And pretending romantic love is real is a lie spun to keep succeeding generations procreating in order that society marches on. The male-female purchase dynamics were established at the inception of the human animal. Females have the uterus, and males have the mental genius and physical wherewithal. So, one brings baby-making services to the auction block, and the other brings labor and protection to the table to barter with. The transaction parties and roles have been heretofore set up by nature or creator, and so humans deal with this paradigm every day. Females parlay services which males compete to purchase. There is no free love. There is only the drug high and courtship chemical release of a transaction which humans mistake for love. But all the oxytocin and endorphins and adrenaline, this is not love. It is simply the chemical expression of excitation, following a free sample, or the beating out of other bidders to purchase the affections of a highly desirable female. I am not dogging chicks for using all the tools available to them to effect the most comfortable existence they can. I am dogging the institutions of love and romance, and the derivative products of romantic indoctrination, such as relationships and marriage. So, gentlemen, if you cannot understand plain English, then I cannot help you. Females do not care about you. You have to purchase their attention. You have to buy female affection. It's not love. It's chemical cascades and drug highs within your own body, precipitated by pleasing sensory input. Your eyes are pleased by her fake painted up appearance or body. Your nose is pleased by her perfume. Your skin is pleased by her touch. Your ears are pleased by her whispers. And all this pleasing sensory input releases drug concoctions and bonding agents within your own physiology. It's not love, it's chemical and emotional excitation, and it is not free. Despite all the songs or stories or movies or anecdotes from grandma, female attention, affection, and approval is not free. It costs you time, money, labor, something. My purpose is to inform males of the truth about male-female relations in order that they might empower themselves. Now, if you are cool with buying affection from chicks, well, great. But you need to know that you, as a male, are not inherently cared for. Females use you for utility, and fellow males see you as competition. You are alone, and you only receive the assistance of others within a context of a mutually beneficial barter-type association. And why are males so full of caring and genius, utterly alone and abandoned? Well, that speaks to the greater questions of existence and its purpose. But the quick and dirty bottom line is that you may have molten feelings or unending care for females, but do not assume that this is returned in kind. It is not. Females do not care for males. So, if you want them to act like they do, they require payment for these acting services. My friends, stand with me, live free.